All right, good evening, YouTube out there. Welcome aboard. This is DFS Quarry coming at you to discuss tomorrow's main slate, Monday, February 25th. Looks like we got about 6 games on the slate for tomorrow. Flying solo here tonight, so haven't heard from Joe. I guess he's busy tonight. I've texted him a few times and no reply, so hopefully Joe's all right and not doing too much work. But hopefully we'll get back to some regimen here throughout the week. But let's go through the housekeeping part of the show, guys. Don't forget, if you like the video, please thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the page. And also, don't forget, it's at DFS Quarry on the Twitter channel, as Joe calls it, the Twitter machine. We come at you 4 to 5 nights a week and bring you some breakdown shows. We're going to, lately, we've been going into the screen share and giving you guys some insight of what we're looking at. And I don't see any reason why it hasn't worked. People seem to like that a little bit more rather than staring at my page or staring at my face, staring at my cluster of decorations behind me and my collection of me and my wife's shoes. So we're going to go right back into the screen share, guys, and we're going to discuss, without further ado, we're going to discuss tomorrow's main slate. That is February 25th. So screen share away, we will get started here. All right, let me see here. Make sure we're looking at my screen, and looks like we are all aboard. All right, folks. First game on the slate, we got Montreal Canadiens traveling to New Jersey to take on the New Jersey Devils. Montreal, a 127 road favorite with an over-under of 6 on the slate here. So, first thing I like to do, let's take a look at home stats here. You see home. We are looking at New Jersey Devils 14th in the league, 31-16 and 10. Or no, 31 games, 16 wins, 10 losses, 5 overtime losses, 3.2 on the goals for, giving up 2.8 goals per game. They draw about 3.3 penalties a game, converting at about 19% for the 18th best in the league. They do take a lot of penalties here in the league compared to league average, drawing, taking about 3.4 penalties per game, but they are killing it 5th best in the league at about 85%. Going over here to the away team, let's check Montreal. They are 14-12-3 on the road, scoring 2.8 goals for, 3.2 goals against, drawing about 3 power plays a game, only converting at 14%, 28th best in the league. So near the bottom there. And as far as penalty kill goes, 3.4, they do draw. Or they do commit 3.4 penalties per game, and they're only 28th best in penalty kill. So not very good stats here for special teams for Montreal. Let's check here even strength for the past 10 games, guys. First, we know 5-4-1 are the Canadiens here in the past 10, 4-5-1 for the Devils. 297 shots for on even strength, while the Devils are at 227. So a big difference there. And look at Devils here. Dead last on even strength in shots. 271 given up to 274. 27 goals for and even strength, 25 against. Scoring chances, there's near the bottom of the league here in the past 10 games. 174 scoring chances, 248 for Montreal. And Montreal even converting very well in those scoring chances. 24 scoring chance goals for in the past 10 games. So even strength-wise, you can certainly see the edge here with Montreal over the Devils. Let's go over the power play here and see if we can't see anything else. Here we are, Montreal, New Jersey here. I look here, time on ice here, so a little bit more of an edge here on the power play for Montreal, getting a little bit extra time. 36 shots for on the power play. So not too many, not too much to like here when you look at it. when you look across here for the power play part here, usually I'm looking at goals for. So Montreal has scored 4 power play goals in the past 10, 5 power play goals for the Devils. Not even a lot of scoring chances, really. So not sure there. So far, I still give the edge to Montreal in this one. Let's get over to penalty kill, see if we can't see anything here. Penalty kill, Montreal giving up about 45 shots on the power play against them, 41 for the Devils. Got a shorthanded goal here by the Devils there with 1. But so far, looks like Montreal's given up 6 power play goals against them, and the Devils have given up 5. But that seems to be in line here when you look at the colors variation here with the rest of the league. So that's where we're at. A little bit of thing. So let's go and look here. Courtesy of Left Wing Lock, we're going to see what starting goalies we're going to have tomorrow. To make sure we can even add that into our slate. While that's going on, let's try to get the line combinations out. Montreal there. We'll try to do multiple things at once and keep you on your toes here and keep everyone happy and not wasting time. So here we are. So tomorrow night, we got Carey Price. 1 day ago, this was updated. Looks like we're projecting Carey Price and Keith Kincaid has been confirmed. So confirmation here for Kincaid. And it's a projected Carey Price. So let's look here. Certainly, the Montreal team has been a little bit streaky, but I'm okay understanding where we're at here. So you got this first line. First line, guys, it's just Brendan Gallagher and Tomas Tatar. Dano, I'm going to hang off from. You notice he did have missed a game there the other night, personal reasons, the birth of a child. But he's been streaky in their lineups all year. Second line here, you can see. Let's see who's missing from that second line. Let's go down to injuries. Yeah, Jonathan Drouin injured there. I think that was who Raiders was saying the other night he needed an extra point or so from. But really, I'm not going to let Paul Byron draw me off this second line as well with Max Domi and Andrew Shaw. I really like when I look at this, when I look at the slate in general here, I have a lot of interest in the Canadians as one of my forefront kind of teams here, at least top 3, I would think. So the price tag really makes it a great secondary pair, even if you didn't want them as your top pair. Domi coming in at 5,800, 4,800 here for Shaw, 4,700 for Byron, 5,300 Tatar, 62 as I said for Gallagher, but 20 shots there. That makes me not so drawn off from there. I don't think you need to go third and fourth lines tomorrow with 6 games on the slate. Petrie got involved in the assist there the other night, 4,900, but 5,900 for Weber. It's a shot. I'm not going to really rule him out against a New Jersey Devils team. So I'll keep Weber in mind, but 5,900 is a little bit steep for 2 assists, 8 shots, 9 blocks here. But it is Shea Weber, guys. I mean, for 3,300, Jordy Ben has a little bit better stats. So, and like I said, you see here, this top power play line has 0 power play points in 5 games. And Jeff Petrie, the only one with a power play point with Andrew Shaw on that second power play. So no special teams interest here for me. Carey Price certainly in play for the win. Devils sold off Ben Lovejoy, which isn't a big trade. I mean, Lovejoy was a free agent at the end of the year, so it's kind of nice that they got some exchange for them. But really, you go the Devils better on home ice. You can see here, Heischer back on the line with Paul Mary here on this first line. 6,300, 6,100 against Carey Price. I think I'm going to stay off that line. Perhaps Miles Wood and Zajac at the price tag with their production might draw me a little more interest on that second line here. Coleman has been real quiet statistically speaking over the past 5 games. Andy Green, 4,400, certainly in play. Goal, 3 assists. Wish he could block a little bit more, but that's just not in his wheelhouse, really, in his style of play. Will Butcher here, 3,500. Always a thought in my head when I'm looking for a cheaper defenseman here. Like I said, you see Jesper Bratt here, 4,600 on this first power play, 2 goals, 4 assists, 4,600, 4,100 on FanDuel. I like that price tag there for a 4,600. Maybe even pair him with like the Heischer or Zajac kind of thing here. Like I said there, Will Butcher on that second power play unit, another good reason why I look at him. Keith Kincaid, you see here, last outing really got stomped, 5.52 GAA. So if that trend contends, or if that performance really comes out, I really like the Canadians tomorrow here. And keep in mind here, at the end, we'll do a mock kind of lineup. So that's what the fans like, and that's what we'll keep doing. So let's go to the next game, guys. We got the Buffalo Sabres traveling to take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto, a 245 home favorite with a 6.5 over under here. So let's go through here. We'll get all of the pages set up, and then we'll take a look at some team stats. Certainly 4 months ago here, we had Carter Hutton projected against Frederik Andersen. So we're going to have to play this one by ear on who gets the call tomorrow. Toronto here at home ice, guys. They're 15th in the league, 18-12-1, scoring 3.5 goals for, 2.7 goals against. Not drawing too many penalties, only 2.2, which is the least amount in the league. But they do convert at about 25% for eighth best in the league. So if they do get a good bit of power play chances, you can really expect a high-scoring game. 2.32 goals against, so they're very disciplined. So they only commit 2.32 penalties a game, which is actually looks like it's best in the league here. And 18th best penalty kill. So let's flip the script here, go to Buffalo. Buffalo, 24th in the league, 11-15-4, only scoring 2.5 goals for, giving up 3.1. Power plays, they draw 3.1 power plays, but they're converting at the league 27th best in the league, taking about 3 penalties a game. Converting penalty kill is at 17 in the league. So we got Toronto and Buffalo here. Let me just freeze these panes and so we can keep an eye out. So we got Buffalo's right up here. They're 4-4-2 in their last 10. Toronto 6-3-1. 290 shots here, 274, not much there. Shots against 288 to 277. Goals for, really 20 even strength goals, while Toronto has 28. So ways there in Toronto. 22 goals against on even strength, 27 by Buffalo. Toronto, 292 scoring chances, and 25 of those have resulted in goals. So good stats there. 217 scoring chances for Buffalo, 205 scoring chances against. And look at the scoring chance goals against, 25 by the Sabres, and high danger goals against, 18. So I'm all over I'm all over Toronto here. Looking at these stats here, really shows even strength. Toronto's got a big edge. So let's go over here to the power play. Toronto on the power play, 67 shots, 8 goals for. So their power play has definitely been clicking better over the past 10 games. 70 scoring chances alone on the power play, 7 goals in those scoring chances. So really looks like Toronto's power play has certainly got a boost in the past 10 games. 44 shots on Buffalo's. 7 7 power play goals for Buffalo. Still a very nice number there on their power play. And you can see here the, what's this here? Save percentage. Let me try to make sure I understand this one. Save percentage. I'm not sure what, I'd have to look and see what that's referring to. Let's go to the penalty kills here. I just pretty much look and see how many goals against they've done. So Buffalo giving up 3 power play goals. Toronto giving up 4 power play goals. You can see shots here. Buffalo really not allowing too many shots on the power play. At Toronto, 45 shots on their side. And if we had to do numbers like this, and let's actually see on this scale here where we're at here. So Toronto, 47 minutes in the past, and Buffalo, 38 minutes. So Buffalo's certainly not committing a lot of penalties here in the past 10 games. In Toronto, near that as well. So kind of going to look at this and say I kind of like the even strength numbers a little bit more. Certainly Toronto's power play looks a little bit good, but how often are they going to be on the power play when Buffalo through 10 games only has 38 minutes? So that's about 2 penalties a game even. So let's check it out on the stats. We know the other day Reinhart split up onto the second line. Turned out to be a little bit advantageous, though, assuming they weren't power plays. But let's see. Skinner, Eichel seems to be the best pair here. 22 shots for Eichel, 14 for Skinner. High priced for sure. GPP potential here. I look for them more of a one-off, but actually my interest might come from a one-off of Sam Reinhart, 5,800, with about equal production here to Jeff Skinner. So although he is on the line with Evan Rodriguez and Connor Sherry, Reinhart might see the bulk of the shots coming from that second line. Nothing on the third and fourth line. Defenseman here, Dahlin, certainly coming back to life a little bit over the past 5 games. 2 goals and assists, 15 shots, 3 blocks for 4,700. So really, it's you come down here, it's on this first power play, and you look, and it would be Reinhart, Dahlin. Staying away from the heavy guys in this matchup, guys. So I just don't know if Buffalo is going to fare well in this game. If it is Hutton, he's played better. 1-1-1 with a 1.95. But I really do look for Toronto to put up 3 to 4 goals tomorrow. So let's go over here. The other day we saw this first line dominate, or even it might have been last night with Hyman, Tavares, Marner. Huge production. And I'm okay to stick with that. Matthews at 7,800. He's obviously played well. Johnson here, 4,400. All in play, really. Like I said, it's even. I like the even strength a little bit better than looking for the power play action. So whether it be taking a pair like Marner and Tavares, I'm actually okay at that price tag, way more than the Eichel-Skinner connection. Marner, Tavares, I wouldn't even mind adding Hyman in for that third guy here. The second line here, I'm actually okay to even include Kapanen in here, even though he only has 4 assists. You wish he got a little bit of a goal, but I'll take an assist there. Not certain on him. I wouldn't exactly roll him out, but boy, 4,900. Kapanen, I'm going to have to look a little bit harder here. I would like probably maybe 13, 14 shots for that 4,900 price tag. Third line here, Nylander, Marleau. I think they're in play actually as a third line as well. Go down here, Morgan Riley at 6,800. I'm actually considering he's in play for me. That price 6,800 is not going to scare me off tomorrow. Go down here, Frederick Anderson, 8,300. I think he is in line for the win. That price tag a little hefty. So we're going to look and see if we can't get any better goalies on the slate, but he's in play as of now. Moving on to the next game, we got the Los Angeles Kings traveling to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay is a whopping 300 favorite with a 6.0 over-under here. So this is probably the first time I've seen a 300. So that's crazy. We're looking at 8 months ago, it was Quick versus Vasilevsky. So we're going to have to just play this one again tomorrow by ear, or keep up to date with your Twitter updates. So really, we look at this, we're going to see 25, 5, and 2, 4.1 goals for, 2.4 goals against. I mean, it's all green for Tampa Bay. They're in play. You look at the Kings, they're down here 26th. 2.1 goals for on the road. You know, a lot of red here. Lots of red. Yeah, even strength here. Yeah, I think you're going to see Tampa Bay. Not shooting a lot on even strength near the bottom, 252. But they 26 goals for, even strength is a good number. Let's get a power play here. Tampa Bay on the power play, 41 shots for, 11 goals on the power play. Looking good there as well. Look at the penalty kill. The Kings have given up 8 power play goals against them, while Tampa Bay has only given up 2. So really, we're looking at Tampa Bay all the way. I always said, and I'm going to stick to it, Stamkos is my guy at home. On home ice at 7,700. I will never turn you off Braden Point and Nikita Kucherov as well, though. But looking at that power play and the connections that we have, I think you're going to go down here, and it's going to be Stamkos. It's going to be Kucherov. It's going to be, really look at this whole first line, you know, one. Palat gives you a little bit of relief here. I certainly like Palat a little bit more at 4,000 than I do with the 4,900 Kapanen. But you see here production at its finest here. Kucherov, 21 shots there. Stamkos only with 11 shots, but he comes through with points, 3 goals, 4 assists. Likewise with Braden Point, 2 goals, 4 assists. So, and Hedman here at 6,000, he was out a few games here. That's probably why his goals and assists is at 0. Excuse me. But 6,000 for Hedman is a steal. Yeah, that's where my plays are. And Vasilevsky, 8,500. I'm probably paying the extra 200. And, well, let's see here. Even strength. Kings shooting 230. I mean, Vasilevsky's not going to get you a ton of shots against, I don't think. Even strength, how many shots against? Yeah, I can almost see Tampa Bay holding the Lightning to 25, 27 shots. So I'm probably going to fade Vasilevsky, even though he's quite a lock for the win. Let's move on to that one, though, guys. I mean, I really can't say where you would want goal production from on this Kings side. Now, I'm not really going to talk to you here about them, and we're going to move right on so we can save time for a little bit of lineup construction here. So the next game, we got the Edmonton Oilers traveling to Nashville to take on the Nashville Predators. Nashville, 240 home favorite, over under a 5.5. We're looking at Koskinen projected against Pekka here. So let's go right on board here. Home stats, you can see Nashville 20-12-1, not scoring as much because they had all those injuries, but they're about 3 goals for, 2.4 goals against. They've drawn a lot of penalties, but boy, they are not converting. 29th best in the league here. 3.25 penalties they are taking. Probably indicates why they might not be as effective on the power play. They're always in the box. On the road team here, we got the Edmonton Oilers here on the road Edmonton, 12, 14, and 4, 2.5 goals for, 3.4 goals against, drawing 3 penalties a game for 10th best. So maybe that Edmonton power play for a pick or two, maybe. And their penalty kill is not very good. Go in here, Nashville, taking a ton of shots, 310 even strength shots, 23 goals for, 270 scoring chances here. Wow. Let's check the other side here at Edmonton. Not giving up as many shots, giving up goals, not giving up as many scoring chances, but boy, do they have the scoring chance goals against is one of the worst in the league here. I think it's a kind of a lock to see that we're all going to be on Nashville here. And look, 4 power play points in the past 10 games. Power play goals here. Sorry, Edmonton. They've given up 7 power play goals in the past 10. For me here, let's look. Looks like they've moved Arvidsson here to this second line. Arvidsson's at 6,900, still in play for me. And I'm probably still going to keep him with Forsberg at 6,400, guys. Even though they say this is last updated on the 21st. I'm thinking that Arvidsson is still going to get ice time here with Forsberg, and I would still play it that way. Really no one else. Maybe Brian Boyle on a cheap kind of play with Bonino and a GPP potential. I would not be turned off from that. Yossi, certainly 6,500 has been very well defensively and certainly on the offensive side as well. So 6,500, Yossi, Yossi and Forsberg or Yossi and Arvidsson might be a viable just two-person stack for Nashville rather than trying to do 2 forwards. Subban, I always think he's going to score. It's just not happening here. Pecorine, 8,100. Yeah, he's in line for the win. Let's see here. Who's he taking on? The Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton takes less shot, or a few more shots actually than the Kings. But along those sides here, Kings with 42 shots on the power play, Edmonton with 58. I'm saying that Rene is at least going to get a few more shots. But I'll tell you what, I think Edmonton's going to score here. We know that McDavid is out one more game. So that certainly puts Draisaitl as a one-off. A very good look. Second line, Nugent Hopkins and Gagne, another good look as well. I don't like Lucic and Cassian at all. So we said that there's some power play potential here, and I would look. And it's going to be Draisaitl. I don't think I'm going to do too much other than that. Maybe a Draisaitl Gagne, but I'm not going to put too much money into this team. And no goalie here for the Edmonton side of things. So pretty easy on these last 2 games. They're quite one-sided. Let's go to this next one here. We got Florida Panthers traveling to take on the Colorado Avalanche. Colorado is a 143 home favorite, over under 6.5. A lot of goal potential out of this. But what are you going to get, guys? You're going to get a Colorado team that scores 7. You're going to get a Colorado team that can't get out of their own way. Likewise with Florida. Starting goalies here, we're looking at Roberto Luongo and Varlamov. Once again, updated 8 months ago, so they really can't tell us much. Let's see. Florida, 6-4 in their past 10. Colorado, 5-2-3. So Colorado, 270 even strength shots while giving up 271. So Florida, 254 even strength shots while giving up 246. I try to look for real indicators of green and red. So scoring chance goals against. So Colorado on goals against even strength. Actually very well. So Colorado even strength is a very good team. And you can see the Florida team here, 24 goals for here. Let's go onto this side here. Power plays. Florida, 54 shots, 9 power play goals. So this power play looks like it's been pretty lights out. Colorado, only 4 power play goals. So we got Florida power play. We got Colorado even strength. Penalty kill, let's see where we're at. Colorado, wow, they are on penalty kill a lot. A lot, guys. So, and they're giving up 71 shots against here, 8 power play goals. So, that's where we're going to look, guys. On the road here, how's Florida do on the road? They're 28th, scoring about 3 goals, giving up about 4. Like I said, that power play is really good. And then home ice, we got Colorado, 12, 12, and 5. So let's take a look here. And like I said, this is going to be, you know, kind of DFS 101 here of where we're going to head to. So Florida, we're going down here. And I do believe this could be a game stack, guys. 6.5 over under here. I think we're going to see goals. So you go down here, it's Barkov, it's Huberdeau, it's Dadonov, it's Yandel, and it's Hoffman. You see here 3 points, 3 points, 1.5 points, 3 points. These are viable options for tomorrow against a Colorado team that takes a lot of penalties. Second line, you don't need to. So a lot of price here. You can leave out the big boy Barkov if you want, but at least in late slate, I don't see any reason why you would want to. 7,100 is certainly a great price. If I had to leave anyone out here, it's probably Hoffman at 6,000. And I'd probably lean off Yandel as well. I don't mind Yandel, but if I had to leave, you know, say, hey, which 3 do I like the best? It's probably these front 3 here. So that's really a simple play there, guys. So let's go over Colorado. Like I said, it's even strength, guys. And I'm probably what I'd like to do is I'm just doing this. I'm going to left wing lock. I'm going to go to skaters. I'm going to go to line production here. I'm going to look at the last 10 forward combinations. I'm going to hit submit here. And you go down here, and we're just going to look at Colorado in general. You know, it's a little bit of work, but we're trying to find these best plays. So goals for, you know, you got Nieto, Soderberg, Calvert. That's, I believe, the third line. They're giving up 5 even strength goals in the past 10. 3 goals by that top line that we see. So, yeah, I mean, Colorado's not looking very attractive there in the past 10. So, like you said, it's McKinnon, it's Rantanen, it's Landeskog. I don't mind if they have Kerfoot there. I'd still play Landeskog. This price tag is heavy, but they probably are expecting Florida to get a lot of chances, or to get a lot of chances against Florida. Soderberg, 5,300. Wow. Same with Comfort. These 2 guys are coming up and actually giving some potential. So a potential couple of sneaky plays here. Soderberg, Comfort, Tyson Yost, Calvert. These guys here could be your depth kind of plays. Certainly at a late slate, it'll help you draw a little bit of difference from other areas, or a little bit of differentiation from other plays here. You look here, Tyson Berry's been without a goal in I don't know how many contests. So really no defenseman here for me. Maybe Zadorov is my one-off cheap kind of play. Like I said, the goalies, I like Varlamov. I'm going to keep Varlamov in mind, but with Florida's red-hot power play against a team that takes a lot of penalties, I look for this to be really like a 4-3 game. So I don't buy that Varlamov. He'll be good for the win, but I don't think he'll get you a lot of DFS points. Excuse me. Last game on the slate, guys. We got Vancouver, or the Anaheim Ducks traveling to Vancouver Canucks. Vancouver, 135 home favorite with an over under 5.5. We are looking at 8 months ago. So Gibson's probably not right at all. Markstrom could be. When I look at this game at first, I'm like, this is terrible. There's nothing good here. But then, I feel like this could be the game that goes off sometimes. I'm just going to look here. I don't need to look at home and away stats. It's really not imperative to me. I'm going to look down here. Vancouver, 266 shots, even strength, 254 against. Not a lot of goals from both of these guys, even strength. So is there any power play difference and penalty kill? So Anaheim, Vancouver, not a lot of penalties committed, about middle of the pack here. 5 power play goals against to 3 power play goals against. So stats are really showing this to be a real low scoring game. And it wouldn't shock me that if both teams are, more so into the maybe 30 and 31 shots for both sides here. So not a lot of interest here. If I'd look anywhere, it might be just taking a shot on Raquel, Corey Perry, Derek Grant, just these first line guys. Just if I needed some price savings here. That's it, really. So let's look Vancouver side. It's just these guys are still high priced. Horvat, Levo's not, but he's not producing. 6,400's Pettersson. I guess Pettersson, Besser are where you're going to go in this, especially on a late slate. I don't see why you would want to have too much exposure to them in the main slate unless you're playing a very high contest GPP that it would certainly differentiate you some. Defensively here, I don't mind taking a chance on Troy Stetcher. Ben Hutton as well, not bad at all. Alex Biega, another solid option. So you get some solid options defensively at a little bit of a cheaper price on the Vancouver side of things. 7,700 for Markstrom. He's in play for me. Markstrom's in play for me, not the Ducks goalie. Like you said, they win 3-1, and he gives up 1 goal and 30 shots. He still might get you 7 points or so, which might be a little bit better than some of those other guys that we can say they're in line for the win. So that's the early show. We're going to go in. We'll do a couple line creations or at least one and get us through here. So, like I said, really the way it's looking here, I think a lot of people are going to go chalk here, but I don't see why. Let's see if we can get away with doing Braden Point, Steven Stamkos, and go right over to Kucherov. Our goalie-wise, we're going to try to save on our goalie as much as we can. So you go down, Marks. What about Carey Price here? 7,600. Maybe Carey Price could be the man. Now we're down to 3,900. So we need some savings here. And let's check if we can get our defenseman savings at all. You go down. Usually the cheapest we can do is around 2,800 or so, 2,900. Like I said, I mentioned him earlier in the game. No, I didn't mention Zaitsev. I mentioned Zadorov. Why don't we throw Zadorov in here, guys, for that little bit of price savings. So I'm up to 4,200, so that was a little bit of help. Let's find a depth winger. Boyle might be it. Like I said, 3,500. I mentioned him earlier in the show. Pominville, I wouldn't ignore Jason Pominville now on that. I think he's on that first line with those two guys. 3,400. I'm not against that. So keep going here. Matt Calvert. check this. I think Matt Calvert was one of those that had some points here. And like I said, I'm just trying to get me a one little bit more. One little cheap guy that I can potentially get a nice sized one off yet. Calvert, 2 goals and an assist, 11 blocks in the past, going up against a team that can score. I'm okay with that. So I'm going to run Calvert with Zadorov. So that's okay. Now we got 4,600 average left. I got room for a decent sized pairing, I'd say. Maybe low 5s is where I can probably put my stack at. So when you look at these, I'm really thinking, Anaheim, that's obviously cheap there, but let's look at Florida. Let's get a depth chart for Florida here. We got Trocheck at 52. He's not on that first power play, where we really like him, but Dadonov is. So let's run Dadonov with Trocheck. Like you said, it's that nice juicy Florida-Colorado game here, and we're left one more defenseman here. Let's go to all games. We got 3,200 left for a defenseman. We're going to look up, and we might find one. Adam Larson against Nashville wouldn't be a bad play, I don't think. 3,100. Let's see if there's anyone else left. Mike Riley. I might take a shot on Mike Riley here as well if I didn't want Larson. Not a lot of differentiation. It's not going to make or break you guys. Manson as well here for Anaheim. Another potential. But, that's what you get. $100 salary savings. And look at that. You got the big three. Braden Point, Stamkos, Kucherov. You got, a little bit of that third line on Colorado with Zadorov. And then our other pair is Dadonov and Trocheck, a very nice little lineup here. So that's a nice viable lineup here. I'm saving that, and I'm probably running it tomorrow. No joke. We're running it. So let's create one more before we call it a night. I know it's just me, so we're going to do one more real fast one. And we'll actually do it with the Toronto, because I really see it being Toronto and Tampa Bay tomorrow. Colorado will have some exposure, but let's see here. So we got Toronto's playing Buffalo. Let's look at this line production for Buffalo. Where's the goals coming again? You see that Bonville, Eicher, Skinner, even strength at 7 goals against. So who do they go to match up against? It's usually this first line. So I'm gonna run Matthews tomorrow. So let's go to this Toronto Buffalo game. I'm gonna run Matthews. It's gonna be Matthews and Johnson here, and I'm actually gonna, just due to that last little bit that I looked at, I'm going to try running Eichel with Skinner. My goalie here, looking at all goalies, this time we're going to try to, let's run Rene here. We're down to 38.50, but I'm okay here. I'm going to spend up on this one a little bit more defensively, and I'm going to save on my last 2 kind of forwards and see where I can get some deals. So, like I said here, Andy Green against Montreal here, 4,400. Let's see here. He is on home ice, so let's see the splits. Home ice, he's getting about 2.4 fantasy points per game. At a glance, last game he had a goal, 5.5 points. His last 10, he's averaging 2.9. So we're gonna put Andy Green in there, especially with that 30 OPRK, against Montreal. See what wingers we're left with. Let's put our wingers around low fours into that area. Let's check, see if we can find a little bit of Montreal. I'd really like a Montreal here. Dano, like I said, he's low price, 4,200, but he does stand a little bit of exposure with that first line that's very productive. We can also look here. I wouldn't be upset to, like I said, hit this third line of Nashville as well, going with Boyle and going with Bonino. 2 third liners here. Gives you 4,500 to go here. Defenseman here. We got 4,500. Get a pretty decent defenseman, like I said. McDonough here. What's he been doing? A 0.5 point last game on home ice. Check his 10-game log here. 0.5 point, 8 points there. So definitely a high ceiling. 3 points, 0.5, 2.5, 0. A little bit risky. A little bit risky here for McDonough, but if he can reward you with it. Well, right there, guys. Right there. I almost scrolled right over him. Aaron Ekblad. On the road, he's a little bit better, 2.8 goals for his 10-game log here, 1.1.5, 0. So he hasn't been scoring a lot, but I look for Florida to get a lot of action here. So I'm going to throw Ekblad into that. Gives me 500 left over, but I see right there, that there is a Buffalo-Toronto game stack with a little hint of Nashville. And like I said, you got the one-off there of Andy Green. You hit save, and you got yourself 2 great quality lineups that have the real potential to score. Hopefully I saved that line up here. So, okay, upcoming. So, yeah, you got 2 lineups here. That have the potential. Really, they do. Let's find out where we're at. All right, guys. So there's your lineup. I gave you that last little bit. I showed you the 2 we made in there, and I screenshot that for you guys so you can see the 2 lines that were built. Got some live chatters there. No one in the chat, but we got 2 watching. So just want to say good luck out there, guys. Hopefully we can all win some money tomorrow. Tonight, like I said, I'm not sure how I'm doing. I done well in the main slate. I think I had 1 lineup in for the late slate games tonight, but I'm not sure. So anyway, guys, that's it. If you like the video, like I said, thumbs up, subscribe to the page. We try to, like I said, 4 or 5 videos a week, as much as time presents ourselves. Tomorrow, hopefully we return with another edition of DFS Quarry's main slate breakdown. So live from Pennsylvania, we will see you all tomorrow. Have a good night.